Hey, that's a small 2011 battery pack on the ground. I wonder if there will be a customer in about half an hour or so. I have just enough time to record this video. Hi there. My name is Emil Nijssen. I am a muxican, and I not only built this wall together with other people in the company, but we also paid for it. Hi, welcome to another very infrequent video where you can see a 2013 battery pack and an e-NV200 EVALIA pack and an e-NV200 EVALIA box and two 2013. Why is there only one battery and two lids? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, this is another giant update video because I make too few videos and now I have to say all the things in one video. So 3 weeks ago, I made a video about an e-NV200 EVALIA, the first one we did, and I didn't edit or upload it because it was kind of crappy. So we did that EVALIA, and it's been driving around a lot. It's a taxi, and it's been doing fine. The customer is really happy that mostly his charging speed has gone up so dramatically. He used to sit around at fast chargers for about 3 hours a day, at least 2 hours a day. And now it's like an hour in total. And that's because he actually has to charge that much. He charges at pretty much full power for most of his charge, which is cool and exactly why we're doing the e-NV200 EVALIA packs. So this week we have another EVALIA conversion, and we're pretty confident that this will go perfectly fine. By the way, the e-NV200, the first one that we converted in August, hasn't had any trouble pretty much since its inception. It's had one issue where it didn't start, but that turned out to be an issue with our old version of the cam bridge, so that was solved pretty quickly. We're really confident in the product now, so anybody who wants an e-NV200 EVALIA pack installed and lives close, I will get back to that soon. Yeah, email us. And speaking of e-NV200s, we decided to buy the e-NV200 that we've had as a loaner for a couple of weeks now, the VK131K. We had it as a loaner from Gerrit Bleker, just like our loaner car. And pretty much we had the agreement that if we wanted to keep it for a long time, then we had to buy it. And also, we worked on the understanding that we want to experiment on this vehicle. We want to try out stuff. We want to try to put batteries underneath. We want to try to put a smaller battery pack in. We want to try to do 100 kilowatts CHAdeMO fast charging. And I guess probably lots of other things as well. So yeah, we're buying that. We're probably going to put big stickers, muxicans stickers on it, drive around with it, put a big battery in it. It's going to be awesome. Unfortunately, that awesomeness is slightly damaged by the fact that we finally have to give the loaner car back. We've had it since April or May 2018. We've had it for a ridiculously long time. We're very grateful, obviously, that we could have used it for so long. But it's going to be sold, so Gerrit wants it back. We're looking into what we're going to do with loaner cars now, but I mean, technically, we can give out the e-NV200 as a loaner car, and then maybe, we could maybe give out my personal car as a loaner car because I can bike here, so I rarely need the car during the week. We mostly use it for my wife. Yes, I'm married now, and when it's raining, that she can use the car. But yeah, I don't need it at all, really. I use it for experimentation, of course. Oh, and as a respectable EV company, we now have a few charging points. These are just regular Schuko's. That is a regular CE 16 amp 3-phase socket. So if you come to us, you can charge for free. And looking at this battery box, I'm thinking, hey, it might come as a shock to you, but we don't have any way to do 3D measurements, 3D scanners, or that kind of stuff. We built the epoxy glass fiber battery boxes by making, well, kind of modeling the shape of the boot of the Nissan Leaf by hand and then reshaping it by hand again. This is kind of a tedious process, and this is mostly because like a good structured light 3D scanner is very expensive and we didn't want to incur the cost at the start. But now that we have some money, we decided to buy a 3D scanner. So this Monday, probably, we will get our 3D scanner and we'll be able to scan everything. It's a really cool device. And we're going to use it for the 3-phase charger. Well, no, actually, the first thing we're going to use it for, which is actually a bit more exciting, is we're going to scan the boot of the 2018 and 2019 Leafs. So we have two customers. One, you know already, it's Pavel. He did the race against me. He's got a 40 kilowatt hour Leaf, and he was looking forward to purchasing a Model 3. He was on a wait list for that. And he canceled that. So please, in the comments, tell him that he is completely crazy. He wants to get an extender battery in his 40 kilowatt hour Leaf instead of a Model 3. So, okay, no problem. We're going to do that. We're getting our 3D scanner. We'll scan in his boot, see if that works well with the 3D software that we use, and yeah, try to make a positive mold, fit it in his car, try to make a battery box out of that, and then install the battery. We have most of the electronics ready for this. We are fairly sure that within like a day, we can get a fault-free extender battery working in a 2018 Leaf, because it is so extremely similar to the old Leaf, electrically at least. But we'll see. There's also another customer that asked us, also from tukers.net, and he's got a 2019 40 kilowatt hour Leaf. Also wants an extender battery, and yeah, we're going to do that too. Then we'll have two prototype cars driving around testing for us. That's because of the mold making. That's going to take quite a while, maybe end of January-ish. But yeah, the 3D scanning, oh god, that is going to save us so much time. We've been working for months on the positives here. Those positives, those yellowish foam molds, there. Those took us so long to make. It's horrible. Anyway, having a 3D scanner. So having a 3D scanner also means we can do other cool stuff. And this is one of the things we've been wanting to do for a very long time. So the chargers here, these are TC chargers, and these are 3-phase inlets that we bought. And so together with a little bit of electronics, this forms the basis of the 3-phase charging upgrade that we will sell. And we have it working like electrically, and the communication and everything, that works. However, we don't have a really good place to put it in the car. So the air-cooled TC chargers, we can fit them in the front on a 2013 Leaf. It will easily fit inside there, and cabling is all quite near. But then they still need a bit of an enclosure. They need the electronics to interface and that kind of stuff. And then on the 2011 Leaf, we kind of want to put it underneath the trunk space. There's a lot of unused space underneath that that rear cover, and we think that's just the best place. The battery cabling is nearby. The water cooling circuit is nearby, so we'll be converting these air-cooled versions to the water-cooled versions. And that means that we can make these chargers without any moving parts, which would be very good for reliability. But underneath the rear trunk space, on the 2011 Leaf, there's this weird thingamajig, the electronic brake that runs wires in like stupidest pattern ever. And there's some other stuff. There's the regular brake, there's our cabling, and there's all kinds of stuff that we need to chart out. We need to know where the mounting holes are for stuff. Then we need to make a bracket and everything. It's a whole thing. But the 3D scanner is going to help tremendously with that. It transforms a job that we need to have the car on a hoist for like a couple of days into a job where we can just 3D scan one of our customers' cars and we're done. So yeah, awesome. So talking about 3D scanning and the rear of the car, that there is the box of a tow hitch. We keep them in stock, and the idea was, at least until recently, that way we could keep them in stock and we can offer this to our customers because so many people were asking for tow hitches. So we're just going to offer tow hitches. If you have 900 euros burning a hole in your pocket, you can get a tow hitch installed on your Nissan Leaf. However, we were just working out a process for this. We were making like little templates, how to do the hole drilling and buying tools. And then suddenly we were pretty much out. This tow hitch is going on a customer car this Thursday or Friday. And we thought, well, okay, then we need to buy a couple new ones. Let's buy like 5. And they discontinued it on Rameder, which is like a really big EU-wide web shop for tow hitches. And okay, we emailed Brink, the manufacturer of these, and they say, no, it's fine. We still have it in our program, so you can buy it, but you cannot buy it from us. We're not going to do any business with us. This is, I can make videos how frustrating it is to do business, to try to buy stuff. If you're a business and you want to try and buy stuff, that is like the hardest thing in the world. As a customer, there's advertisements everywhere. People are trying to sell you everything all the time. No problem. As a business, it is impossible to buy anything because you have to go through like representatives, and then you have to get some kind of weird account, and you have to fill in all this information. And then not just that, but they take like a week to process that information, and then they say, well, we don't know if we want to sell to you. So we probably won't because that takes effort. We don't really want to do effort. So never mind. We'll just not sell anything to you. Okay, then you go to another company, go through the same hoops. It takes like a week to get an account that is verified, and then still they have like no stock. So this has been very frustrating, and we are like, we kind of don't know for sure if this tow hitch is discontinued or not, but it might be. And then the next point of order, of course, we're doing battery swaps. And this week we will be getting 2 almost new, like sub 6,000 kilometer, 40 kilowatt hour Leaf batteries. But that leaves us with the old 24 kilowatt hour batteries. This has been kind of an interesting thing. We've emailed out to a couple of people on the waiting list, and I'll get into the pre-order list in a second. 2 of the people on the waiting list kind of wanted to sell us their battery, and initially we said, yeah, sure, we'll buy your battery for 100 euros per kilowatt hour, guaranteed. But that was based on a supplier that we had that was willing to buy them at that price. And unfortunately, he wasn't responsive. So we emailed and phoned around to our other suppliers, and they said, I'll give you like $1,000 for a 24 kilowatt hour battery. And the reason for that is these whole batteries, these entire batteries, like this one that's from Jite, they don't sell very well necessarily, but the modules do. So they are saying, well, we have to transport it, and then we have to disassemble it, and that's the whole thing. It takes us a lot of time, and we have to live off of it. And yeah, sure, between 2,500 and 3,000 euros is a like going market price for the modules inside. But the entire package, yeah, we're not willing to buy that for that price. So yeah, if you want to sell your 24 kilowatt hour battery to us, we have lowered our offer. We can get rid of them easily for 1,000 euros a piece. So that's what you're going to get from us. And we highly, highly, highly recommend, we've always done that, just selling it yourself, selling it as an individual instead of us as a company. Because it will take us a long time. Like, we would have to invest many hours to disassemble the pack and then sell the module separately. We're probably also just going to put these on our website, so you can always buy complete Nissan Leaf battery packs from us. So, talking about customers, we have no shortage of customers. We have been living off word of mouth for like the past year and a half, and we've only got more customers. However, we are running out of Dutch customers on the pre-order list specifically. So we are right at the end of the pre-order list for all of our Dutch customers. There's one very early on the list that we've been trying to contact but hasn't been responsive lately. We are not sure if he's still interested. And there are a few people who have deferred their conversions for various reasons. 2 people haven't bought their Leaf yet. That's a thing. And a couple of people, I think one has bought a Model 3 now. One has bought a Hyundai Ioniq. So these people are either canceling or deferring. But on the whole, that's just a couple of cancellations. However, we don't have that many Dutch customers on the list. The same goes for the 40 kilowatt hour list. So the reason why I'm saying this is there are a couple of people in areas that we just cannot serve soon. Australia, New Zealand, the US and Canada. US and Canada is going to be a really tough cookie. I don't think we'll ever be able to serve them, at least directly. So we'll be looking to see if there are ways that we can sell kits without incurring liability and that kind of stuff, because that's the only way we can serve the giant population of Nissan Leafs there. And then Australia and New Zealand, we might be handing over that territory to Blue Cars or something like that. Again, it's very far away. It's very hard for us to service them, so we need a local installer. Somebody who will take care of them. And there are already like 2 big companies, one in Australia and one in New Zealand. So New Zealand is Blue Cars that have basically cornered the market for the Nissan Leaf. So it's probably better to work with them. So that leaves 2 main areas where we have a lot of customers. That is the UK and Germany. In the UK, we have 2 customers driving around in Maxan cars, one in an Ultra Leaf and one in a 2011. And both of them have had excessive 12-volt battery drain issues. This is a bit weird. We're thinking it is actually separate issues and just kind of a coincidence. So the Ultra Leaf has had battery drain issues, and it is a Tecna. And we have isolated at least one source of the excess battery drain. That will have to be fixed in hardware, and we're sending out the kit, well, pretty much today. But the other customer, a 2011 Leaf, we haven't had like any issues with the 2011 Leaf for a long time. Well, there has been one which I kind of want to make a separate video about, but that's not really an issue with our conversion. It's mostly something that we aggravated. That is probably an issue with all Leafs. The issue that the 2011 UK customer has is a little bit mysterious. And, well, that's one of the reasons we are kind of hesitant to take on new UK customers right now. Except for if you are a pre-order customer in the UK, and if you're technically minded, and if this is not your most important car that you use every day and have to rely on, then by all means email us and we can plan a conversion in January or February. But for any other customer, we are deferring this until we know for sure what the issues are, and those cars are running around doing just fine, like our other customers in the Netherlands are. And for our German customers, pretty much if we are using components in the car that are not, broadly speaking, approved by Nissan, then we cannot use them. It might mean that if we get type approval here, that can be converted into type approval there. And we are still investigating this. This is a regulatory issue. And so Germany is by far the worst country when it comes to changing things about your car. They're very weird about that. Now, with all that talk of not being able to serve any US customers, I can announce that there is a US customer of ours that has bought a 62 kilowatt hour Leaf battery and is trying to put that underneath his, I think it's a 2013 or 2014 Leaf. I've already done this on the -NLeaf forum. I'm going to make the prediction that it's going to work first try when I send him a Cambridge with the 40 kilowatt hour battery swap software. So look out for that. I'm hoping he's going to make a video of the first time he starts it up with the new battery. See if it drives. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be completely fault free, but at least it's going to drive. I'm predicting that. But yeah, he's doing that completely at his own peril. We are not taking any responsibility for stuff. And that's probably how it's going to have to be in the US. The tort laws, generally liability stuff in the US and Canada is really bad for foreign companies. So we cannot take any responsibility in any way. That will expose us to lawsuits that have essentially infinite liability. Now then, I should probably also talk about a project that other people, other quote-unquote hackers in the Leaf community are trying to do. I think the biggest one now is Dala from Dala's EV Repair, or Dala the Great. He is converting his car to a larger battery. He just succeeded, and I won't spoil anything. I will link to the forum posts in the description. And he's setting up a EV repair shop in Finland that is also going to use our technology. And then another prospective customer of ours has just done an oil change on his reduction gear. This is one of those things you see a lot on Eastern European and I think Scandinavian YouTube videos about the Nissan Leaf, where people do an oil change on that. And technically, the oil in the reduction gear is safe life, so it should last the life of the car. But people are changing it, and some people are finding quite a lot of metal particles inside. But as you can see in these photos, it's all fine. His car has driven something like 75,000 kilometers, I think he told me, and this is like fine. This can probably, if the wear on the gears goes on at this rate, you can drive like 200,000, 250,000 kilometers until it's until you really have to change the oil. So I'm not sure if it's actually necessary, but it is something we might want to offer in the future, just as a general service thing for the Nissan Leaf. We want to do everything. And then lastly, our website is under construction right now. One of our German customers is doing this for us, and it's progressing reasonably well. One of our employees, well, contractors actually, he has taken over the management part of getting the website done. Yeah, I'm really happy that we have employees / contractors that we can tell to do stuff, and that then gets done instead of that we have to do everything. It's really nice. It's nice to have a company, by the way. Nice to have employees. Anyway, I think that's everything. Sorry for the info dump, and there will be a newsletter very soon with all of this and probably more. So look out for that, and I'll see you in the next video.